Hi guys, so today I'm going to be making a Guyanese style chicken chowmein. It's full of like Caribbean flavors, so it's not like your typical like Chinese chow mein. And for the Guyanese people out here, don't come for me. I've ate it a lot. I've looked up a lot of recipes and I've taken bits and pieces from what I like, what I don't like, and made it my own. So just try it before you come for me. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and show you some of my ingredients now. I have a pot of water that's boiling that's gonna be cooking my noodles, so I have that going now. Here I have red bell pepper. I have one large green jalapeno. I have some scallions, I have ginger, I have onions. I have my marinated chicken here. I have salt, oil, soy sauce, Chinese 5-spice, which is very important for this. Sesame oil, black pepper. These are my noodles. It's the yellow chow mein noodles. The brand is Real Guyana. Not sure. I have a pack of coleslaw mix here. So this is gonna be my cabbage. So much easier than sitting there and having to chop up cabbage yourself and carrots. So I'm gonna be using this. I have my green seasoning, of course. I have, for the salad here, I have one large English cucumber that I sliced up really thin, and some lime juice, salt, pepper. So what I'm gonna do first, while I'm waiting for my water to come to a boil, I'm gonna start the cucumber salad so we can pop that in the fridge and let that sort of marinate a little bit. So we're gonna start with the cucumbers. One large cucumber thinly sliced. And I'm gonna go in with the juice of one lime. I'm gonna put all of it in there. This is a very light, refreshing sort of salad. My chow mein is gonna be a little spicy because of the jalapenos, so this is a nice touch, a nice little side dish for it. So it's lime juice and it's gonna be salt. And pepper. And that's it. It's almost like a little pickled cucumber in a way. You can put a little bit of scallions in it. I'm going to put a little bit because I have a lot left. I have a lot that I chopped up. And I'm also going to put some white onions, some thinly sliced white onions. I didn't do a lot of measuring here because I've never actually measured out this salad. This is something that I grew up. It's like a normal little side salad that my grandmother used to make. I'm gonna go ahead and just mix this up. Okay, I'm just gonna taste this. It's supposed to be salty, briny. Let's use more salt. Taste a little piece. Okay, this is much better. So this is the cucumber salad. I'm just gonna pop this in the fridge. So, and we're gonna pull it out when it's time to plate everything up, okay? Super easy. All right, let me check on this water. My water is boiling. I'm gonna salt the water. Maybe like half a tablespoon of salt. Now, you're gonna cook your noodles according to your package directions. Mine says boil the water, pop it in for 10 minutes, and then pull it out, right? So that's what I'm gonna do. Make sure that your noodles are submerged in the water. No noodles sticking out. I'm gonna cover this, but I'm gonna leave it slightly ajar so the water doesn't boil over. And then I'm gonna put a timer for 10 minutes. Okay, so that's gonna go for 10 minutes. Let me show you guys my chicken. This is 2 chicken breasts here that I sliced up and seasoned it with green seasoning, lime juice, and yellow mustard. And soy sauce, okay? So I didn't add any salt to this because the brand of soy sauce that I have, I noticed that it's super, super salty, so I didn't add any salt to this marinade. So keep in mind, if you're using like a low sodium soy sauce, you might want to add a little bit of salt. For me, I learned my lesson the hard way where I used a bunch of this soy sauce and then added salt and then couldn't eat my food. So we're waiting for the noodles now. So traditionally, I'm gonna talk about the chow mein for a second. So traditionally, a straight GT style chow mein uses the product called cassoulet. I don't know if I'm saying it right. But a lot of the recipes that I looked up called for this thing called cassoulet, and they describe it as sort of molassesy. And so I liken that to the way I brown stew chicken, right, with sugar. So instead of going out and buying an ingredient that I'm never gonna use again, I use brown sugar, and it gives me that sort of stewed chicken kind of vibe to the chicken that's gonna go in the chow mein. So that's like my little take on like that aspect of the chow mein. So that's gonna be good, and it saves you from buying an ingredient that you're probably never gonna use again. Probably just keep it in the back of the cabinet and never use it. And what I'm doing today is I'm using the same pot that I'm boiling the noodles in. It's the same pot that I'm gonna be frying everything up in. Not a chef. I'm a home cook, just like you, and I hate doing dishes. I like to cook, but the worst part of cooking for me is the cleanup, the dishes, wiping down the stove, all of that. So I am going to use as least pots or dishes as possible. That's just how I cook. Even I use my chopping board for everything. So as I chop my veggies, I just move them aside. I don't, like, for the sake of the live, I put everything on a plate, but usually I keep everything on a chopping board. So that cuts down on dishes. You already have to use your chopping board to chop your stuff. You can keep your stuff on here. You can use it as a vessel to sort of like put your tongs on, things like that. Anything that saves time, energy. Yeah. Okay, 7:30. So I'm gonna strain these noodles. Give it one last stir around. I'm just gonna run some cold water over it to stop the cooking process. Okay, let that drain out a little bit, and then I'll put a little bit of oil on there to just coat it to make sure they don't stick together. But for right now, I'm just gonna let it drain. So now we're gonna get started on the chicken. I have some canola oil here. I'm gonna put about a tablespoon in the pot. Let that come up to temperature. And this is getting hot enough. So I'm gonna bring the camera over and show you. Okay, so this is my pan here. All there is in there right now is just some canola oil. Okay, so I have 2 tablespoons of brown sugar here. You can use white. I'm using brown today. gonna let that go and just let that start to brown up. So you see it's melting. There's still some sugar crystals in there, but it's melting. It's turning light brown. Just keep stirring it. And you want to use a wooden spoon for this. I probably should have mentioned this earlier. A metal spoon, is the sugar's just going to stick to the spoon. So you see it's like frothing up almost like a latte a little bit. We're almost there. So have your chicken ready because we're just going to throw the chicken in. We're almost there, guys. So this is the color that I want right here. That nice brown. So I'm going in with the chicken. Spread it out in a nice even layer. Be careful. And we're just gonna let that go. Unlike a stewed chicken, we don't want this to have too much water in it, right? So, we just want it to get the color, dry down, keep your lid off at this point so all of that water can evaporate. Okay, I'm gonna flip my chicken over now. And once I flip it, I'll show you guys. Okay, so I'm gonna show you now where I'm at. This is the chicken. Right. Okay, so it's drying out a lot. Just keep stirring. But it's not a lot of liquid. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to turn the heat down a little bit, and then I'm going to go ahead and add my seasonings. Half teaspoon of Chinese spice. I'm gonna go in with 1 teaspoon of sesame oil. And I'm gonna go in with 1 tablespoon of green seasoning. Stir that up. You should be smelling that sesame oil right now. Super fragrant. At this point, I'm gonna go in here with the ginger. So that's 1 tablespoon of ginger, okay? Minced ginger. Next, I'm gonna go in with some soy sauce. The other half. So if you're using low sodium soy sauce, at this point you can add a little bit of salt, taste it. It's safe to taste it, your chicken's cooked already. Alright, so now I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. Okay, nice and brown. Added all my seasonings in there. Taste it and see how it's tasting to you. Now I'm gonna go in with my veggies. So my onions, peppers, and most of the scallions. I'm gonna save some for garnish. So y'all know we in the home stretch because y'all know I don't like soggy veggies, right? So we're gonna let this cook for 2 minutes and then we're gonna go in with the noodles. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with my cabbage, my coleslaw here, and my noodles. the end, you don't want this to cook too much. You don't want like sauteed cabbage, right? And this is a 14-ounce bag. I use the whole thing. Mix that through. Like mix, and then I'm gonna go in with my noodles. So I'm gonna show you that. Start with about half. Especially if you're cooking for a lot of people, right? Use your tongs and try to. Okay, I'm gonna go in with the rest now. And I'm gonna do the same thing. Just keep tossing it up, okay? Okay. So let that sit, let that come all together. I'm gonna go ahead and just start plating up. I'm using this bowl here. So I'm gonna try to do a nice little twirl here. Wipe up my bowl. This is the chow mein, guys. Smells so good. Okay, so I'm gonna take a little bit of scallions and just for garnish. And I'm gonna go in now with my cucumber salad. And I'm just gonna pop a little bit of that right in the middle. Going with a little bit more scallions on the top. Make sure the chicken's showing. Some of those peppers. Wipe up. Presentation matters. And this is it. This is my Guyanese style chicken chow mein with a cucumber salad. Good. It smells so good. It looks pretty. And that's it, guys. I hope you guys try the recipe. If you did, please post a picture, tag me, send me a message, let me know how much you love it. And that's it. Thanks for rocking with me, guys. Bye.